Hi, what's up guys? Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be sharing my February plan with me for 2019. I kind of switched it up this month and I think it came out pretty good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. So for the month of February, I wanted to stick with something that was a little different. I've been trying to kind of sort through and figure out how I was gonna make this spread really unique. And so instead of doing sketches and doodles and just handwriting or hand lettering, I decided to go photo-based. So as a person that regularly creates content, I've created kind of a backlog or a photo bank of just inspiring photos that just speak to me. And this month I decided to use these images of this, is it hibiscus? It's not hibiscus. It's a really bright floral tree right in front of my house. And it just creates this beautiful pink color that contrasts really well against like that really blue SoCal sky. And so I decided to use that as the theme for the month of February. For my goals page, I have my typical layout and everything that's usually put in their correct boxes. So I have important dates on the top left. I have my goals for the month right in the middle. To the right of that is my YouTube ideas section and then my YouTube stats. And then the row below that, from left to right, I have my little fun section where I just kind of write out what I'm craving or watching or loving or praying. And then next to that is a notes section. And then to the right of that is my weekly goals broken down. It's kind of where I've been brainstorming on what I want to accomplish in the upcoming week. That way I can translate it onto my weekly spread. And then right below that is my word or theme for the month. And this month's theme is inspired by Pastor Mike Todd. He's based in, I believe, Oklahoma, and he is the pastor of Transformation Church. I have been kind of binging his podcast, and he has really inspired me. The goal for their church, or the word for their church, is release, and that really resonated with me. So that is going to be my theme for the month of February. There's just something about the word release that really resonates with me. I think for the past year and even the months upcoming leading up to the month of February, I have been holding on to a bunch of things. I mean, it leads to the idea that I've been just talking about in my videos about the key word for 2019 being minimal, because there's just something I've been harboring that I'm just ready to let go of. The month of January, the theme was purge, and I think I was able to kind of sort through everything that I've been feeling, everything that I've been experiencing, feelings that I've been feeling and not really bringing them to the surface because I'm so used to bringing them down. I wanted to confront those things and start sorting through it. Now that I had that time to do that and kind of be proactive in that way, monetarily, physically, materialistically, emotionally, all spiritually, all those things, I'm ready to release them and let them go. Then the next page is my habit tracker. I kept it good old tried and true. It's been working really well for me, so I'm going to stick to it. It has that beautiful floral pattern in the back. I feel like this pattern just gives me life. So it's gonna be the focal point for this entire spread, but I don't want it to take away from the usability and the functionality, especially for the habit tracker since it's my favorite page. Now for the monthly spread, as I mentioned in my last plan with me, it's going to be for forward planning, and I feel like that's been working really well for me, so I'm going to continue to use it for that. I'm actually going to also start planning things out as far as content goes. I'm still getting used to planning content ahead of time just to make sure that I am prepared for you guys, that I'm creating good, useful content for you. So I'm going to be really using my monthly spread to help me do that. Now my plant tracker is also going to remain the same. Unfortunately, rest in peace, one of my plants died this past month, so I'm gonna be updating that, but all of my other plants are thriving, they're doing really well, and I really feel like the plant tracker has been attributing to that, making sure that I know the last time I watered them, how often they need to be watered. I take note of all of that in my plant tracker, so I think it's been working really well for me. Hopefully, if you are also a plant person or trying to be, then hopefully this spread will be useful for you. But like I said in other videos, this tracker can be used for habits. It can be used for a bunch of different things. I just personally use it to help me keep track of my plants. And then finally, for the weekly spread, I've kept it to my favorite layout. It just has been working really well for me. I've started implementing things like my budget in there to make sure I stick to my weekly budget, and I list down all the things that I spend to make sure I'm not overspending week by week. I also am starting to note my grocery list because I have a budget for my husband and I on a weekly basis, so I make sure that I don't overspend that as well. And I can also notate the things that we're running out of so that I can make sure when we do our grocery run that I pick them up. Now, when it comes to the layout and how I created it in Procreate, I imported the photos. It's really easy to do that within Procreate. All you need to do is go into a blank page or your template page. Then from there, you're going to hit the wrench button on the top left corner. You're going to go to add and then hit insert photo, and it'll allow you to insert photos within your camera roll or your photos app. And that's how I personally imported them, because I'm taking all my photos on my iPhone. So all of them are stored in my Photos app. Now you can also import your photos from other places like the cloud. If you're using Dropbox or iCloud or Google Drive or something like that, you can import through that as well. But that's how I am storing my photos currently. So that's how I'm importing it, and as you can see, it's really, really easy. Once the photo gets loaded into Procreate, I just hit the button Fit to Canvas, and it automatically resizes it. It keeps the proportions correct, and then from there, I create a new layer on top of it so that I can do my artwork and my hand lettering on there without altering the actual photo itself. So for my cover page, I really wanted that pink and green to really pop. So this is the photo that I chose. On top of it, I used the blotchy brush to create that little paintbrush look so that I can create a background. And then from there, I used the erase tool with the monoline brush to just put February so that you can kind of use it as negative space and create your cover page. Then for my goal setting page, I imported a photo just like I mentioned, and then from there what I did was I used the erase tool and I used the blotchy brush, and I kind of turned up the brush size so that I can erase the whole top of that template so that the flowers would show through. From there, I used the blotchy brush again, but as a paintbrush, and then I filled in some white squares on top so that you can put your headers on the top of every single square on the top row, because obviously if you're going to be writing on top of that header, it's gonna kind of be hard to see. So I felt like this was a good way to keep the look of it, but also making it functional and still really easy to read. I utilized the same technique of erasing with the blotchy brush for both the habit tracker and the month at a glance. And then I still use the monoline brush, but with a white hue so that I can write in the word February for the month at a glance. And then I actually used the fine tip brush in the inking section of Procreate to put in the days of the week as well as the dates into each box so that it's already in there and ready to go when I import them into Goodnotes. I use the same fine tip brush to put the dates in on the left hand side of the plant tracker, and then the same blotchy brush to erase so that the flowers would come through just like I did with the other pages on the template, and just wrote in plant tracker with the monoline brush. As you can see, you don't have to get super crazy with using different brushes or different color schemes. I just used black and white to keep it really simple because the layout is already really colorful as it is, and I felt like the photo really was the highlight of the story here. And then for the weekly spread, I used the blotchy brush once again to erase. I just did one quick stroke on the top of each box to create a header, and then kept it mostly white so that I can use it functionally and it still have a little bit of color and a little bit of character and a little bit of personality. And there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this plan with me. I think it's kind of simple and really easy, and I felt like all I had to do was really highlight the photo that I decided to use and work my existing templates around that. So I think I'm getting better at this and getting better at explaining. If there are any tips or suggestions that you have to make these videos better, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your feedback. Now, if you want to get these templates for yourself, I have the February templates in my online store as well as the blank ones so that you can create your own if you'd like. I will link that also in the description below. And if you want to plan with me throughout the weeks, please do find me on Instagram and Twitter at JustKissa. I try to do my best to update you guys on how my plan with me's are going throughout the week so that we can all stay accountable together. I hope these videos are really useful to you. If they are, please do hit subscribe because I have more content coming for you. Till the next video, I wish you success and blessings from one entrepreneur to another. Bye.